want to introduce my parents. There's my mom and my dad. Uh, I was born on October 9th, 1998 in Lakewood, Colorado. Then we moved to Littleton, Colorado, and we lived there through my middle school years. And I remember I grew up playing sports, and ever since I can remember, I was playing baseball or soccer or whatever else I was doing. And we'd always, like, my childhood memories are a lot of uh, just going from one practice to the other. I'd go to hockey in my baseball uniform and soccer in my hockey uniform. So Aspen Academy, I went to a K through 8 school. I was there all those years, and a close friend, the principal of both those schools, or of Aspen Academy, actually started the Montessori I went to, and she's a role model in my life too with her entrepreneurship. And the school focused a lot on entrepreneurship. The 8th grade class got to run a cafe and a student store, and that kind of got my interest in business. And it was just a really fun and great experience to have, to be able to run a couple of little mini businesses. And I also played basketball my fifth and sixth grade. No one knows I played basketball. But also, I remember always on the baseball field with my dad, we'd always hit, and then my mom would be in the outfield and shag the balls.
Excuse me, can you please send Keegan Cooper to the front desk with his car key?
Good job, Keegan. Thank you, Keegan. So yeah, a lot of my middle school memories were just with my dad out at the baseball field and at the batting cages almost every day. And that school was really hard, so it kind of made my transition to Valor academically easier. However, I came in freshman year knowing only a few people, so that was kind of hard, like a social transition. And that was also my first year of AAA hockey, which meant a lot more commitment, and also over an hour drive right after school, we'd go to practice. And then for some reason, our dry land was way earlier than our practice, so we'd stay there and then get home around 11:30. So that was just really hard. That's hard to get used to, but I'm really glad I did that. And we also had a lot of school absences, so that was my first time for travel for hockey. That was my first time having to be proactive and talk to my teachers a lot and be able to keep up with school. And then also my freshman year, I had a really bad concussion and I was out for a couple of months. I think I missed almost a month of school. And then it was another month probably just sitting in class and not actually really fully being there and being present. But so that was a struggle. I got pretty far behind in school, but my teachers were awesome and made it a lot easier to get caught back up. But that was kind of a point where I just felt really stressed, and I just didn't know if I would actually be able to catch up fully. That year I also went to Thailand for a discovery trip, and that's really where my faith started to peak. It's a long story, but there was an event where just the presence of God was so obvious and known, and it just really changed my perspective about God. And then sophomore year came along. I played at yet a new hockey for a new hockey team, and this time it was in Colorado Springs. So that drive was crazy. This was the year I got my license, so I was driving an hour and a half in the snow, and thanks Mom and Dad for trusting me with that. But actually just the schedule with practice got so hectic. I became a part-time student in Valor. I only took 3 classes here, and then I took some online classes just to be able to graduate on time. And I also stayed in a hotel by myself. Tuesday nights, I'd drive down there and then spend Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday there and drive back up after practice Thursday nights. So I'd miss a class period every week for every class, and that really taught me to be proactive. And the online schooling taught me a lot of time management because you can just do it on your own time. There's no one there forcing you to do it, or you don't have to show up to class or anything. So I learned a lot about that, and it was just a great experience now that I look back, even though it was so hectic. And that year I also was fortunate enough to go to the Bahamas trip, and there was 20 of us, I believe, who were on this big sailboat for a little over a week. And that was a really fun trip. I got to know a lot of it more about myself, and we got to hang out with the kids on the poorer islands in the Bahamas. And that was just a really good trip to get to know people and learn how to interact with people for a week in really tight quarters. There's a lot of there wasn't much privacy. So you had to become friends with everyone. And then junior came along. I actually played for another hockey team, this time in Monument, so it's a little bit closer. And we had practice at 3:00, so I'd missed the last period of school 3 days a week. So it got better, but as you can see, I've missed a lot of school these years. And so it was still pretty hard, but I definitely don't regret doing it. And this is the year I started really hanging out with friends a lot more. We went on cabin trips, which were incredible and definitely some of my favorite high school memories. And that was just a great year overall. I learned how to balance hockey and my social life a lot better. And with the year before that, I learned how to balance school a lot better too. And then the summer of junior year, I got to go black bear hunting in Alaska with my dad. And that was definitely one of my favorite trips I've ever been on. We flew out in this little 2-person plane with a guide. So we took 2 trips, and we were out camping in the middle of nowhere, absolutely so far away from everything. And it was just such a fun experience, and I'm really thankful I got to spend it with my dad. So thank you, Dad. And senior year, I also got to go alligator hunting in Florida, which was another experience with my dad that I'm really thankful for. Just spending time with you was really awesome. And my senior year, I decided to play for Valor. At first, I was a little bit weary of it because I know I skated with them a few years in the past, and just how it was run wasn't the best. It didn't seem like a team. It seemed kind of like a get together for practices. But this year was probably my most fun season ever. It was awesome, and I learned a lot. So I want to thank you, Coach, for a great season and coming to Valor and changing the program and turning it all around. Next year, I'll be going to Ethiopia for a medical missions trip, or not next year, this summer. And I'm really excited for that. It'll be my first time going to Africa, so it'll be something new. But I'm really excited. And next year, instead of going to college, I'll be taking a gap year to play hockey. I still don't know what team I'll be on or even what state I'll be in, but I'm really excited for the year to come and the season and for everything to fall in place. For thank yous, just to my friends, I want to thank you guys for always being there and like always being able to hang out. Even if we have no plan whatsoever, we'll just sit in the car and have a deep talk or something. All the way up to the things where we actually do plan out, like the cabin trips. Jamie, I just want to thank you for always having my back and supporting me and letting me into your life. And I'm really excited to see where your success takes you next year. Brandy, she's my sister. She wasn't able to make it, but I wish we got to spend more time together when we were younger. we're really happy you moved from Chicago recently, and I'm really excited to see like what you do and how you handle your life and where your success takes you also. And I want you to know that I always have your back and I'm always here for you too. Mom and Dad, thank you for driving me to practice in the mornings. Stop. Thanks for the 4 a.m. mornings, and thanks for driving me. Like, I don't know how much gas money you spend for hockey, but even when I was little, we spent over an hour driving just for practice. And thanks for letting me just sit in the back and do homework. And even though I'm sure you wanted to talk, Dad, you're my role model, and I admire how successful you've become. From growing up in a small farm town to with duct tape holding your mom's shoes together to where you are now. It's really inspirational. Mom, thank you for being there. Thanks for being there when I'm not happy because Dad wanted me to do something ridiculous, even though there's probably a reason behind it. Thanks for always putting so much pride in your food, and just it's a little thing, but you always make the best food, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful that you care so much to do that, and thanks for all the unhappy times I was unhappy, and thanks for putting up with me. Jennifer, she's my other sister. She's not able to make it right now, but if you ever see this, I want to thank you for all the fun outdoors trips and memories we share, and we hope you come home soon. Miss you. I love you. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks again for coming. Thanks.
We have time to ask Brendan some questions or any words of encouragement that you'd like to share with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you told us, but you're most embarrassing.
Oh, so I didn't know. I knew this question was going to come because it comes for every presentation, but I didn't know what I was going to say until the day after prom. So the day after prom, we were like, let's get some IHOP. And of course, we were all sleep deprived. So we called in the IHOP. On my laptop there, or on the website, there was like little maps with all the locations on it and with the balloons over them. So I clicked on the balloon by my house, and then the list came up. So I clicked on the first one thinking it'd be the one I clicked on, and then clicked on that, and we called in our order, and then we drove to it, and we got there, and we were waiting for, I don't know how, like at least an hour. And I don't know how we finally realized it wasn't actually that IHOP. So I drove us to the wrong IHOP, and we were waiting for an hour. And we actually got to go, or the only other IHOP was only 15 minutes away. So we drove there, and we got our food. It was all cold and soggy, but we still ate it. Coach.
Brendan, I'm always inspired by listening to the senior presentations, but especially to yours. You know, it's difficult for a lot of people to imagine what you've done and what your parents have supported you in your pursuit of hockey as a young kid. And, you know, having known you for just a year or less, I'm grateful for the decision you made for our hockey program and for myself, and obviously grateful for allowing your parents to become part of Valor Hockey, because as I think everybody realizes, once the Beavers make a commitment, they're all in. And so Roger and Jackie, on behalf of Valor Hockey, thank you very much for your support over the year. I guess my only question I have is, what inspired you to get your haircut?
A lot of it was just, it was annoying. And eating, I would always like just eat normally, and then the hair would be in my face, and that was really annoying. And just walking and with the wind blowing it in my face, and it was just time. Jonah.
What's your favorite hockey memory?
Oh, nationals. I forgot. I put it in the speech, but I forgot to say it. But I'm really thankful for going to nationals with everyone, and that was probably one of my favorite hockey memories. Jamie.
What's your favorite friend group memory?
Well, definitely the cabin trips, but narrowing it down, that's hard. I don't know. I liked when we climbed Coyote Mountain and just hung out up there and watched the sunset and everything. That was really fun. Brandon.
So when you went on your bear hunt and your agulator hunt,
I shot a bear, but we couldn't find him. That trip was intense. We're just sitting under a plane wing when it was raining, and then we were like looking over a mountain, or looking at a mountain, the side of a mountain. And if we saw like a black spot, we'd go after it. And the brush was so thick, it was a hike. Then I shot an alligator, so we have the meat and stuff. Yeah, tastes like chicken. Mom.
Did you ever find your bear?
Oh no, the guy did though. So we have its hide now, but the meat went bad. Mrs. Holland.
Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently with hockey in school, or is there anything you would have changed knowing what you know now?
It's hard because I'm really happy where I played for hockey, but I also wish that I had more time to be at school or kind of get more involved with the school. So I wish I balanced it a little better, but I don't know how that would have been possible. So
You didn't really have the options back then, maybe.
yeah.
So,
Brendan, if you found yourself in hockey in college or hockey professionally, what is one thing you'd like to see changed in the hockey world? And how, and because I see you as somebody that, even though you have a very quiet demeanor, somebody who's strong, you can do that. What would you like to see changed? What would be different?
In the hockey world?
Yeah. If you had the power to change something in the hockey.
I think I would change the age for juniors. So, well, I don't know how to describe it, but so juniors is the gap between high school and college. I think a lot of people wish they could just go straight to college from high school. So I think just not having that gap in between. Jamie?
What's your dream career if it's not hockey?
I want to take over my dad's business someday, or something medical. I also was interested in like underwater, like welding and just like maintenance underwater. I thought it'd be fun. I like scuba diving, but I don't think I'll be interested in that later. Mrs. Sigel.
Brendan, I just want to speak words of affirmation over you. That it's been so great to get to know you and to have you as a part of our family. And I love your sweet, sweet spirit. And as you know, I call you the unfuckable Brendan.Beaver because our family is pretty fuckable. And you just always come in with just a quiet assurance. And it's like our whole family kind of like settles when you're around. And I just want to speak that over you. But then I go and watch you at these hockey games, and I'm screaming in the stands because you're so fierce and you're so determined and you're so amazing on the ice. And I just want to just proclaim that over you, that you have this fierceness and this toughness, but also this amazing, quiet, and gentle soul.
Thank you. Kayla.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
I actually thought about this the other day, but I forget what exactly I was thinking of. I don't like chewing with your mouth open, or especially like if you're mouth breathing when you're chewing. Yeah. Oh, this isn't really like a pet peeve, but I hate just the metal forks on plates. Cardboard I can handle, and like chalkboard I can handle, but not forks on plates or knives.
Thank you, Brendan. We're gonna get up and pray over Brendan, so friends and family gather around him.